I apologize, people. First of all, I'm in a very different setup than normal, and yes, I'm actually laying on a floor right now. I am not in a chair, I am laying down. A, I'm fucking tired. B, last night I was talking about Mega Pokemon stats. Now here's the thing. There was one I didn't cover that I really should have gotten a little more in depth, probably. Because, I don't know if I fucking did or not. Mega Sableye. Now, here's the only fucking problem with him. He is so slow that if you expect to outspeed anything, I think he speed ties with Ferrothorn. Although, the good thing is, you literally, with that Pokemon, set up in Ferrothorn's face. Because, register this. Gyro Ball does dick all. Power Whip does nothing. Because of the good defense stat. I think it's like 125 defense, which is stupid. What's Thunder Wave? Leech Seed. They had a lot of screw you Thunder Wave Pokemon with these new Megas. I don't know if Game Freak just wanted to screw electric types and Thunder Wavers. I don't know. But, Leech Seed, what's that? Hazards, what are those? It literally is the fuck you to Ferrothorn. It's like the literal middle finger. It's like, oh, Pharaoh, what are you? And that's what I'll name mine. Pharaoh, you what? That's exactly what its name's gonna be. Now, its main Achilles heel is the speed, to an extent, but also its mediocre special attack. Even after a boost, it's not that high still. I think it's only like 85 or 90 base. You aren't going to fucking sweep anything with that. It's too weak. It's still weak to Fairy now, so it has a weakness you can exploit, like with powerful attacks like Mega Gardevoir, Hyper Voice. Like, there are a lot of things that'll still be able to break through it. Sylveon Hyper Voice. There are a lot of things that can just kind of pop it. Azumarill's Play Rough. And Azumarill's actually faster than it now, because guess what? You have 20 fucking base speed. That's the only real flaw I find with Mega Sableye. I mean, otherwise it's pretty good. I personally would purchase to get a regular evolution, but a Mega's fine too. I mean, whatever. It's fucking whatever. Who cares? I mean, it's Game Freak's choice, and oh my god, my ankle hurts. Excruciating. Guys, will have to excuse me. I've been training a lot lately, and my body's not responding well. Fucking not at all. So Mega Sableye should be pretty good, and yeah, stuff. And just ignore the backdrop behind me. There's some stuff on the wall. Everyone just kind of don't pay any heed to that. If you can avoid it, I'll move back so it's not as visible. There you go. Yeah, okay. But yeah, this poke is gonna be just really. Sableye is gonna be a really decent mon now. Still won't be like probably OE material, but it'll be good. Maybe I did cover it. I don't remember, but I swore I didn't. And the final one I do want to get a little into is Mega Lot Bunny. Here's the thing about Mega Lot Bunny. The typing change was needed. Oh, Mega Pidgeot's well, not an overhyped piece of shit, but it's. I'm gonna go back to Lot Bunny. Mega Pidgeot, not gonna be that good. It's not gonna get past UU, never. It might even stay RU. I don't know. It's not going to be NU ever again. Megas are not NU. If Megas were NU, they'd be game like breaking. You can't have a Mega in NU basically. Pidgeot's gonna be the RU Mega though. It just is not that good. It's only I think boons it gets with No Guard or Hurricane Heat Wave. So who the fuck actually cares? And yeah, that's the thing. But back to Lot Bunny. Back to the more important subject matter. Lot Bunny. Some people speculate out the gate that Lot Bunny will be the primary reason that Aegis Slash has moved back to OU. I hope they're right. I love Aegis Slash to death. Like, I hope, great. Let him fucking go back down. Awesome. Amazing, sweet, epic, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Okay? Okay, God, I'm fucking tired. I didn't move out of bed till like 10:15 this morning. I couldn't move 10:30. I've been dead all day. Think emotionally drained. Now, Lot Bunny it always screamed, because it could learn fighting moves, that they could eventually do something like this, like an evolution or a Mega, which obviously no one knew about Mega until 6th Gen, except when they came out. But the thing about Mega Lot Bunny, it's going to shut down a lot of things. Like, but here's where move legality comes a little bit into play, because Mega Absol, for those who are unaware, could not have Player Off and Knockoff together. Now you can, because of the Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire tutors. You'll be able to have Knockoff in your Mega Absol once you send it over from X or Y, because it could get Player Off from that. You're golden. Like, that's... when I first saw that, I'm like... Because I'm an Absol fanboy to, like, no end. I love that fucking Pokemon. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, honestly. And it's, like, great for you, Absol. Yes, because... that's the thing. Lot Bunny can deal with a lot of other Megas. It can deal with Mega Absol to an extent. It can deal with Mega Heracross. It can actually deal with Mega Heracross. And people might say, how? How? Heracross is a fighting type. You're normal. Because Lot Bunny learns Bounce. Most people don't remember this, but it does. And Bounce off 120 base attack, 25 maybe, whatever it is, 130 even, I don't know. Mega Heracross is dead. It's gone. It's splattered all over the road. It's not going to survive. Because it's a freaking 4 times effective move off like 120, 130 base attack. It's no. So that's great. But the thing with Mega Lot Bunny, too, is it's going to have 4 move slot syndrome badly. Because if you have, like, Bounce, Drain Punch, Return, and, like, I don't know, Sub, or maybe, I don't know if it gets Swords Dance. I'm not sure. Like, if it... But if you don't have a move like Ice Punch, what's Gliscor going to say? Or, like, a bulky DD version of Mega Salamence. They're not going to give a shit. They're not. Because anyone saw BT's video, which I'm sure you have by now on it, boosting bulky Mega Salamence is actually really scary. I didn't realize that set could work probably that well, and it likely will. Its stat alignment's perfect. So that's great. But it's going to have, like I said, 4 move slot syndrome. And with that comes the Achilles heel of not being able to hit certain things. And if you can't hit certain things hard, what the fuck are you going to do? Are you going to sit there, flounder around like a Magikarp out of water and just, like, let your Pokemon, like, faint? No. You're going to switch. And, like, the thing is, that requires more mind games, and that's, you know, well, people bitch about that. That's why H/ was banned. So, start me on that. Some guy actually I'll tell everyone a funny story last night. While I agree with part of this statement to an extent, the other part of this is asinine. He point blank says to me, he's like, yeah, sometimes it's just fun to kick back and not have to worry about predicting, like, to use a team like this. I'm like, I basically stared at my computer for, like, 3 minutes. And then I eventually typed, I'm like, dude, but predicting is part of the game. He's like, true, but sometimes it's nice just not have to worry about it. And at that point, I borderline started making noises from that woman in the woman in Juong. Like, no, I don't, and I'm coming damn close to it now. That logic is ridiculous. Yeah, it's fun sometimes to play without having to predict as much. I agree with that. Like, if you sort of have a gauge of what your opponent will do, but not predict at all is asinine. You're not playing Pokemon. You're on autopilot. That's not fun. You want to have a little mental stimulation. You don't want to just be like, duh. Like you're a fucking slow bro. You want to be sitting there like, duh. No. And that's to me what this guy... Because I go off on this. I don't mind these kind of teams the way I mind stall teams. Because basically, Baton Pass is dead. I know a lot of people were salty about it. Particularly, Combustion Pass was very popular for a while in NU. The thing should not have been in NU in the first place. And it was a very irritating strategy, to say the least. It would troll a lot of people. You could get, like, almost insta-sweeps with it. But the thing is about that is that strategy's basically gone out the window. Because now... you can only have one BP Pokemon per team, which nerfs the strategy to all hell, which is good. Stall's not nerfed that way, unfortunately. Yeah. So, but, where was I going with that? Oh, yeah. This guy had a Baton Pass team, which I don't care. His Baton Pass has all the Boostos, Stored Power, fucking Dazzling Gleam, Espeon. Whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. It's not necessarily a fun way to play in my mind where you don't have to think, where you just go aimlessly and you're mindless, but sure. Whatever. Because to me, that's not odd. You're playing a game, yeah, it's a game to have fun, in my opinion. I think I've said that in past videos. You definitely want to have fun. But part of the game is predicting. If you don't make a single prediction, like, It's one thing if your opponent's making all obvious switches and you know like what they're gonna do. I think again, I'll bring up BT. BT made a video kind of like this. Like predictions aren't always necessary. They're not like all the time. Like you don't have to make double and even sometimes in some cases triple switches. Like you'll predict them to predict you to go to this, so you predict them to go to that, so you'll go to the other Pokemon. Like in other words, I'll repeat that. That was a little weird. So they'll predict you to predict them to go to X Pokemon to counter the Y you're going to bring in. But then you predict them to predict that, so you bring in Z to counter that. It's a very fucked up kind of like almost rock, paper, scissors type thing, but it's not, prediction is not always necessary. So if he meant that, I agree. If he didn't mean that, if he meant something nice enough to predict, you shouldn't be playing Pokemon. Because, yeah, that's a little strange. Anyway. I digress. But yeah, those are the main megas I wanted to cover. Now, for a couple minutes to end this video, there's a thing with, okay, it doesn't necessarily pertain to Pokemon, but in a sense, sort of, I don't know, it kind of does, because people can act like dicks in it, just like in real life, so it kind of does. Here's the thing. I want more or less people's opinion on this. You don't have to give it if you're afraid for whatever reason. I don't know why you would be, but here's the thing. I got real issue, and I always have, and I always will. Anyone who doesn't have issue with this or something, probably wrong with you. If you treat someone very nicely, okay, you do stupid shit, whatever. Maybe you make, mistakes. Human beings make mistakes. That's necessary to grow. It's necessary to learn. It's necessary to whatever. It's necessary for life in general. Because if you don't make mistakes, you're pretty much not, in a sense, living. And that's what I've gotten tired of. I'm tired of people in general. There are a lot of people like this I know, especially. I do know people like this, who, in my mind, exist. They drift through life. They don't live. They meander, whatever. I knew a guy like that in high school. I've talked about him before. He was meandering because, well, he's questioning his own sexuality, but that's an entirely different animal. But I don't know why. I know certain people now who I feel are meandering, but I have a feeling they are. And they're existing, not living. Now, what I have a real problem with, quite frankly, is if someone doesn't know how to say they're sorry, and if someone, to be perfectly blunt about this, very blunt, doesn't know the meaning of the word loyalty, doesn't have priorities straight, and talks bad about someone 1 second, okay? Talks bad, let me lay out the backdrop here. Talks bad about someone 1 second, okay? Then, like, even 2-3 months after, their view totally changes, like, oh, they're this, that, the other thing. Really? Now, at any given age, people have a right to make stupid choices. Well, not really. You don't. Age does not excuse stupidity. I'm lying to myself, honestly. Age does not excuse stupidity, no matter what age someone. If they're 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, basically like 16, 17 on. If you make stupid decisions at that point that you know are affecting someone else, if they're not affecting you, whatever. If they're only affecting you, then fucking do whatever you want if they're not affecting you. Fuck cares. If they're affecting someone else in a negative way and you know it, you have an obligation to stop acting that way. That's what I'm trying to say. This is almost sort of an in a way, anti-bullying message, and an almost kind of anti-dickish message, too. This isn't quite about bullying. This is more about just being not an asswipe. That's I think more what it is. Because when you're nice to someone, okay, like very nice, like you help them with stuff, you do whatever you can for them, and they turn around and they act like a complete dick, I'm going to tell you what that indicates. For one, it indicates they don't know what loyalty is. For two, like I said earlier, for two, they either have lost themselves along the way, lost the forest for the trees, so to speak, or they're existing, not living, meandering through life. They just are. For X, Y, Z, I don't know why the fuck. Wish I did. And I also wish anyone in my butt in high school did that. I don't know what his problem was. Well, I do know what his problem was. He had a crush on me. That was his problem. But, whatever. I always found, oh my god. I can't tell this story on YouTube, oh my god. Oh god. I had an ex-girlfriend, and I've talked about it before, and she I can't. I just can't. I can't. I don't have it in me. All right. But yeah. So I don't know what the deal is. Like people, like that guy back then. I knew another buddy of mine, but he dealt with it, and he dealt with it in his own way. He dealt with it by going, to the Marines and trying to fix his own problems. You don't screw someone else over because you're having fucking problems. Okay? That's not how life works. If it affects just you, fine. You want to make stupid choices, do whatever the hell you want. You want to act a certain way, fine. But if it affects other people negatively, and that's why my other friend knew. This is basically an in general kind of thing, like I said, about people. Because a lot of people I know do this. And I know a couple right now, actually, who are doing this. One of them, well, not one of them, actually, he was in the past. He, like I said, went to be in the Marines, which is great for him. Because more power to you. And it's like, the thing is, he basically got his shit straight when he was back. He was fine. Most of his stuff just seemed to fade into the background. He just kind of went about back to life. He got himself more together. And that's the bottom line. It's about the person. It's not about withdrawing from everyone else because you're having problems or acting like a dick to certain people because you're having problems. Especially if you're acting like a dick to certain people. If you're withdrawing from everyone, it's one thing. That's probably depression. That's a different animal, and that's very bad. Depression's debilitating. It's crippling. Da-da-da-da-da-da. It is. I know because I've had bouts of it. It's horrendous. And it affects everyone differently. But if it's not that, and you're acting like a dick, to act like a dick because you're going through stuff and you don't know how to deal with it, then what's your problem? That's the bottom line to that. No matter who it is. That's the bottom line. Like, what? Like, it's that old saying, who do you think you are? That's what it is. Who? You think you're so much better than everyone else that you can just, ignore certain people, pay attention to everyone else? Is that fair? Is that really fair? That's the thing. That's the whole concept I'm getting to. It's like I said, it applies to everybody. Like, but again, if there's, if they're ignoring everyone and they're kind of withdrawing in their own little world and shell and whatever, that's, that could be depression. Like I said, my buddy went through that too. Actually, I too. Well, my other friend had just broken up with his girlfriend. Oh my god, he was. Then again, when I thought I was going to break up with the girlfriend I've had for about now 6.5 months, 7 months, well, she's acting so weird. After our 6-month anniversary, she's acting weird. I don't know. For wise ass comment saying, oh, she's pregnant. No, she's not. That's not what it is. You fucking dickweeds. Yeah. I'm sorry, I had to get that out of my system. It's not what it is. I don't know what her problem is. I wish I knew. She won't tell me. Yeah. So, but, like I said, a buddy of mine just broke up with his girlfriend, and me and another buddy basically got to really snap him out of it. We were like, dude, come on. We almost thought he was going to go catatonic. We're like, dude, come back. You gotta. I would have been I don't think I would have been too great if my girlfriend broke up with me a couple months ago like she was going to. I basically went to an event, and she got, pissed because I didn't really tell her too much about it, and she's like, oh my god, it's a giant nerd thing, da-da-da. I'm like, babe, you could have gone to it. Hello? Wake up! I didn't stop. I didn't, say no. Hello? Logic much? But yeah. So one of my buds, like I said, we basically had to, almost, wake him from a nightmare, I guess. And the other one, like I said, was the guy back in high school, but I don't know. And I tell he just wanted to get away. He thought he could get away from his problems, run away. You can't fucking do that. It doesn't work. It doesn't fucking work. Eventually they'll catch you. They'll find, your problems will find you. That's the old saying. I talked with a friend of mine about the other day. Maybe it was a couple weeks now. We, Will said, eventually, if you have underlying, things and problems, and, you don't resolve them within you, and that's what I mean about people taking out on other people, or just some people, not even all people. If, again, that would be depression. But just some people, eventually the problems inside of you will manifest outward. People can't keep it in forever, so to speak. They'll catch you, you know what I mean? It's you can't, It's running away from yourself is nearly impossible. Actually, it is impossible, because obviously you're in your own body. That doesn't work. But my buddy thought he could back then. It's bro, you can't. It doesn't work that way. Sorry. but again, it took me and his brother. Thank God both these guys had brothers. I think it more or less helped them because I rocked in both cases with the older brothers too. Well, no, actually, one of my friend's older brother, one was in the Marines. He was a little messed up too for a while. Never mind. Take that back. The other one's brother, though, whose name is Jason. I'll say his name. The other kid's name I can't say. Yeah, but Jason was a big help to his younger brother, just like I was. We helped the guy out a lot because it sucks. Like, sometimes that coming out process can be incredibly difficult. Ridiculously hard. So, but whatever. He did it, so that's good for him. Yeah. But he tried. More people run from shit, no matter what it is, how big or how small. It's like, if it's in you, if it's inside you, it's gonna be there. It's not going anywhere. So, and I feel bad for people like that. And yeah, I mean, I feel bad for my own stuff too. Because like I said, I'm going through stuff right now. It's not exactly fun. Because again, people like to act like idiots, as far as I'm concerned. Just like ignore whatever. I mean, at least they tell you what's going on, then maybe you'd understand. It's like, it's some people, not everyone else. Like, I don't understand that logic, and I never will. Like, it doesn't. Because I'm not a dick to people if I can avoid it. Like, because I'll tell someone genuinely what I think of them. That's what I'll do. I'm not going to be, that guy who's like, oh well, I'm not, no, that's not me. Because you do that, in my opinion, that says something about your measure as a man if you're going to be, quite frankly, wussing out of, actually tell, and speaking your mind. If you can't speak your mind for yourself and you can't, like, you just can't, like, stand up for yourself or whatever it is. Whatever you're going through, like, especially if it's something family related, friend related, if you can't stand up for yourself, how are you going to help anybody else? That's how I've been able to help people in the past. I won't even get into the stories. I've helped people in the past. Like, that's, I think, part of the reason the girl one now was with me. Because I'll be honest about something. I mean, a while back, some guy was really giving her sister trouble, and I told the guy, I'm like, look, dude, let's be realistic here. Leave the girl alone. You're picking on you're picking on an 18-year-old girl here. Come on, 18-year-old young woman. Like, I'm like, I don't take kindly to that crap. No. So, and I think that kind of made her, sort of, and I also helped her with a few things too. Not guy related, but I helped her, so I think she's grateful for that. But who knows? I could be wrong. That's a deep conversation I don't necessarily want to have about all the reasons we're actually together. I don't know. So, but yeah, that's how you help. I mean, you gotta eventually stand up for yourself and face yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and say, these are my things. I gotta, sort of account for them and own up to them, own up to myself, and own up, that way I don't take out on everyone else. Especially people, if the people matter, and even if they, don't as much, or if you respect them, you should have the ability to tell them. Like, like, don't, take out your bullshit on them. But, like, by whatever you're doing, by, either ignoring or whatever you're doing, there's a lot of different things people do. Like, so people try and run away, people try and whatever. There's a lot of ways people try and cope or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. So, ignore, that's what my buddy did back in college. Oh my God. Well, we weren't in the same year. He's 4 years ahead of me, but just turned 27. But the thing is, for a while, because his mother died when he was 11, his brother was 14, and or his brother was 13, I should say, and it screwed him up bad. And I can see that because that's early. I was like, that's ridiculously hard. So, and he took out the wrong people. It's like, we're trying to fucking help you, but okay. So that's the bottom line. Don't be a dick to anybody if you can avoid it. Be nice, don't ignore people. Be respectful. I sound kind of like a parent telling their kid about their first day of like first grade or second grade. But a lot of people in this day and age, in this world, do not know. A lot of people, like I said, a lot of people in general just do not know how to behave or even be remotely respectful at all. And that's like, really? Okay. But yeah, it's just, so, I mean, it's like, don't take out on other people if you're going through shit. Like, if I ever do that to anyone, I apologize. Because, like, I don't like doing that to people. It's rude. It really is. Because, like, lately my girlfriend's been putting me, I don't know, through the ringer, emotionally at least. Partly her and partly a couple other people putting me through the fucking ringer emotionally too, but that's a different story for a different day. So, like I said, eventually if stuff's inside someone, it'll catch him. It will, because you can't run from yourself. But yeah, it's just fact, so. But hopefully things with me and her improve. But and hopefully this video making consistency of mine stays. Like I said, I apologize for that like week and a half so I didn't upload. My computer has been like flipping a bitch, and I don't know. So, but yeah, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's getting pretty long, so the ZMD865. I hope people at least found something, even if it's only one little thing, remotely useful in that 10-minute sort of rant I just did. That you can take home with you, take with you, whatever. So, if you're not at home watching this, I don't know. But yeah, so I'm out, guys. I'll see everybody later.